the Sly Guy.
The best. I am the best. I am the best. I am the best. Hello and welcome to the Sly Guy podcast with me, Dave Elliott, in surroundings new. I say surroundings new. The surroundings are the same surroundings, but slightly different. I don't know what is that different about it, but you know, I'm not the producer of the podcast. I am just the talent. I'm the best guy. I don't know what but I'm the best guy, and we're here in these new surroundings. This is take two, basically, of the debut of the new studio setup, because take one was a disaster. Like last time we were here, I was in the middle of a podcast, and then I got if you listen to last week's podcast, you'll know I got an email from my wife, because that's how we communicate. It's 2021, and she said, "Answer your fucking phone," which was harsh. But when I answered my phone, she was like, "Oh, I've locked myself out of the house," so I had to just pack up, go home via McDonald's, and just get myself a wee Big Mac and chips and some fucking milkshake action. And then I went back to let her into the house, and the kids were asleep, so it was all gravy. And yeah, we had to just cancel the podcast midway. Ben, the snake rat, said, "Listen, Dave, don't worry about it. This happens. Families happen. Life happens. We'll come back tomorrow in the new studio space that you'd spent long hours the prior week doing work to meet my specification." Not me as in me. I'm being Ben here. I had to do this to meet his specification. He wanted a wider shot. He wanted a new desk. He wanted little shelves up over there for sponsors. And I came in and slaved late into the night. Sounding like a burglar, probably. Looking like a burglar, because that's how I dress. But sounding like a burglar, I'm sure, for other people in the building. But it's all done. And then he said, "Listen, come back tomorrow night. It'll be grand." The next day came, I texted him, "All good for tonight?" He was like, "No, can't do it." Mugged me. So I recorded what's probably... Ben, did you listen to last week's podcast?
Until you mugged me off, yeah.
Yeah, would you have said it was the most angry podcast of all time?
Absolutely.
Listen, it was a lot of anger. You know, sometimes in life, in the world, we are expected to behave in a certain way. And sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't behave at all. Sometimes we're just fucking hateful bastards. And hey, last week's podcast, I was a hateful bastard. Now, that being said, quite rightly so, and again, thankfully, off camera, Ben apologised to me. He actually gave me vouchers for up to 50 quid in the Pipeworks, which is cute in some respects, but also naive, because he would know the 50 quid gets you nowhere in the Pipeworks, and he should also know the Pipeworks is shut. But then if he was like inside the knowledge of knowledge, he would know that there is actually a Pipeworks, but it's an underground Pipeworks. You know, it's even better, and 50 quid there goes even less. So, I mean, you're talking, if you want to get your, I mean, I was going to say, if you want to get your pipe worked, you need at least 500 quid for a good time. But thanks, Ben, you've chipped away at my balance, and I appreciate that. So here we have it. New setup. I hope you like it. Ben, do you want to try and explain what the deal is with this new, why did you want wood? Ben texted me and was like, "Dave, I want to see you and wood. I want to see you with wood." And I was like, "What do you mean, Ben?" He goes, "Oh, I just want to see you sitting there with wood." I went, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, I just want wood." And then he stopped texting me for a bit until the next morning. He's like, "Oh, sorry about that last night." And I was like, "What do you mean about all this wood?" And he was like, "I just want to see wood in your set." So what's with the wood? Why do you want wood?
You look better with wood.
I look better with wood. I mean, yeah, I think that's quite an agreeable sentence. I think a lot of people out there would look better with wood. And does this look better as a setup?
Lovely.
Looks lovely. My wood's lovely.
It's a lovely piece of wood.
Would you like to come over and feel my wood, or is that a wee bit too difficult for you currently?
After we finish.
Right, okay, because for those of you that can't see, because this is the way the camera faces, this fucknut has got his own little unit now. He's got his own little setup. In fact, I'll take a photo of him, and he can take a photo of me, and we'll show both sides, because we did it last week, but then I couldn't post the photos because... But to be fair, Ben looked very scruffy last week. He doesn't look as scruffy this week. He looks a bit more tidy. He's had a shave. It's fine. I can put that on social media. And also, it would look weird if I'm posting on social media, being like, "Listen, look at this great new setup." Then you tune in to listen to the podcast on YouTube and see my big fucking stupid, miserable mug in front of the flat earth map. So we're back. This is where we are. I get a photo and show people what we're all about. Also, what I like about Ben's station is, above all else, he's got his own just jug of hand sanitizer, which, by the way, for anybody with a long memory, it's my own brand. It was my gift to him. I brewed it myself in my bath, you know, and by that I mean I lay in the bath and just produced hand sanitizer by the bucket load. and then it was there. So he's got that. He's got set up. He's got his coffee over there. He's got his keys. I mean, his keys are in a fruit bowl. Don't know what's going on there. There's other keys in there too. I don't quite understand what's going on here. All I know, he's staying to edit the podcast when I leave. But good luck to him. It's a good time. It's a nice new setup, and I don't know if this comes across to the general viewer on YouTube here, but there's greater illuminations, Ben. What's going on with the lights? Why did you feel like you needed more light?
Just to show off your hair a bit more.
You fucking son of a bitch. The one thing I said is, I know I'm going bald. Don't make me look more bald than I am. This fuck has just decided to put even. It's like being at Wembley on a Champions League Wednesday night. Like, there's so many fucking floodlights here just beaming down on my bonds everywhere I look. It's like aliens are fucking coming in on me, or the police helicopter. But I'm used to the police helicopter coming to get me, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But it's very illuminated in here, and hopefully again that looks nice. Does this? I haven't even checked. The sign looks good. Doesn't look. Last week there was a glare in the sign, and I was so angry with Ben once again because I'd spent so fucking much time in his bastard office the week before getting it ready for the podcast for him to put a fucking light on the sign. Just joke. So this is our new setup, and I like it. It's cool. I've got a wee shelf here to put things. Mobile phone, condoms. I'll just leave them there, and it's all in all a very enjoyable setup, and the mood is generally a bit better, I think, between myself and the snake rat at the minute. He seems in good spirits, and I'm in good spirits. I think that's because we look to be easing out of lockdown a bit into, freer times of old, I might want to say. We're on the way back to normality, so I hope, and it seems all good. It's very exciting, and I just got really, really too excited there whenever I realised that the people that own this office space that we rent from were in here looking for the source of a leak, and I did a lot of DIY in the place, so I've just all of a sudden it just hit me in the face like, oh no, maybe I have done something. And that's what really put me off there. I was about to talk about how great it is they're coming out of lockdown, then looking at all these soundboard pads that have been nailed into the wall. I'm going, oh no, have I just burst a pipe or something? But it doesn't look too leaky in here, does it, Ben? It looks alright. Apparently there's no water mains in this particular part of the building. Thank God. Maybe I was going to maybe say take that bit out, but hey, it is what it is. One of those moments where it just dawns on you. You're like, oh no, what's happening here? In the horror films, whenever you are at whenever you realize Hannibal Lecter's a bad guy, I think is it either in Hannibal? I think it is Hannibal or Red Dragon. Where he gets arrested for the first time, and the guys round his house just have dinner, and Hannibal's about to bludgeon him. Isn't it your man? What's the actor called? With the blonde hair. Oh, and he's really good, and he's in loads of stuff. I mean, the name me a blonde actor is really good. Oh, let me have his name. Oh, give me a clue, Ben.
I think about both names with M.
Oh, no, I want to say Matthew McConaughey there, but it's not. Give me more of a clue. Tell me his name. Mads? No, it's not Mads. Mads is Hannibal in the TV series. It's the guy. He's blonde. He's in a lot of stuff. He's in American History X as well. Oh, what was his name? American History X. He's blonde. He's in Hannibal. No, he's in Red. Is he in Hannibal or Red Dragon? Fuck. He's in Red Dragon. Try Red Dragon. And it's not McConaughey. Hey, everybody. It's McConaughey here. What is his name? Do you ever get that where you just have a name and you don't... This is the worst bit of production I've ever heard. Why are you taking so long to do this?
You said he's got blonde hair.
Blonde hair. He's in American History X. He's, bald in that. So that's probably where your actor, American History X, maybe go for, Ben. Hit American History X. Let me see. If I get this before you, Edward Norton, you're sacked. There we go. Guy's sacked. Get him out of here. He's fired. He's sacked. I mean...
Doesn't have blonde hair.
He does have blonde hair, Edward Norton.
Brown hair.
Yeah, but some movies he's blonde in it. Let me see. I'm gonna find out. Edward Norton, blonde hair, and I bet you I find a picture of Edward Norton, blonde hair. Blonde hair. I mean, there you go. You Google it, and he's got blonde hair. And in what film does he have blonde hair? Red Dragon. There you go. So I was right. What a genius guy. My point being, he's there in like, I mean, it's very gay. he's in the gaff of Hannibal, and he is, just having dinner with him or something, and then Hannibal goes to kill him, but he realizes Hannibal's going to kill him. You know what I mean? He was like, oh fuck, this guy's supposed to be my friend, but actually he's going to kill me and he's going to make me into dinner. So that's when he realizes that, and he gets out of there, and it's all good. So my point being is, I'm in a scenario, I'm thinking something, I'm like, oh my goodness, this place is, there's apparently a leak in here, God damn it. And you're looking around going, there's potentially a leak in here, and I've done a lot of hammering into walls. And it's just coincidental, above all else, that when I start hammering stuff into walls, there's a leak. So what I'm saying is, hey, I may be guilty of that leak, and that really put me off what I was doing. But hey, we got to talk about Red Dragon. We got to talk about Hannibal, and we'll talk about lockdown after, because I just remembered not only who's famous for playing. This is typical Ben. I'll go, Ben, who's famous for playing Hannibal, and he'll go, Mads. I mean, no. Antoine Hopkins. It's Anthony Hopkins, who just won the Best Actor award at the Oscars, aged 83, which is great, because how he can remember lines at that age is impressive. It's a great moment for Anthony Hopkins to win it. Sly, because everyone thought it was going to be Chadwick Boseman, and he's dead. Everyone was like, it's going to be a great moment. It'll be really nice for his family. Nah, a really old white guy wins it. How do you like that, Clarice? Blah, blah, blah. So it's been a mug off all around. Always Anthony Hopkins mugging people off. Now, I'm going to actually Google here, because Ben's Google doesn't work and he's the slowest typer in the world. But I'm going to look up Anthony Hopkins winning the Oscar, because I don't know about you, Ben. Would you be a fan of the Oscars normally?
Not at all.
No? Why? Well, I mean, listen, it isn't pointless. It's an enjoyable experience, and it's fun. Normally every year I would never watch the Oscars. Normally every year I would enjoy looking at like the highlights of the Oscars and looking at the movies, and in my own head, I don't know if anyone else does this, you judge movies. You in your own head think you're Mark Kermode, like you'll be sitting there being like, oh, how'd that win the best Oscar? How that best screenplay? My bum. I mean, what a great Sly saying that is. My bum. Yeah, so the best films, normally you would look at them and be like, I've not seen any movie this year really at all. Any film that's been nominated for an Oscar, I've not seen it. And I think that is a sign of the COVID times, because for me, I would be a big cinephile, which is not sly or inappropriate. It's someone who's just really into the cinema, and I've missed the cinema probably more than anything during the whole COVID scenario. Like drinking and stuff, you can do it in the gaff, but nothing beats going to the cinema with a guy, just getting a nice big pick of mix, a nice big 2 liters of fucking Coke in a carton that you have to use 2 hands to carry. You have to carry it like a big dog on your shoulder. Just carry that in. Then your friend that you've gone to cinema with just has a extra large popcorn, and he just really nuzzles it tight on his lap, and you just hold it there, and then you're like, oh, can I have some of your popcorn? He's like, yeah, have some of my popcorn. I'm like, oh, your popcorn. There's a bit of this popcorn, it feels really like, extra gloopy, and like I assume it's just like toffee. I'm like, oh, that's a really toffee bit of pop, and you gotta love the toffee flavour of popcorn, and you put it in there, and you're like, oh, it's toffee. Popcorn's really, it's not coming out of here, and he's going, oh, pull the toffee popcorn out, oh, and you're going, it's not coming out. I'm trying to pull it, and he's like, oh, keep pulling the toffee popcorn, you'll get even more syrup, and I'll go, and I pull it, and then I get all the syrup, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be toffee, and then you just put the syrup in your mouth, you're like, oh, it kind of tastes like scampi fries, what the fuck, but it's tasty, and that's what the cinema's all about for me, and I've missed that, and this year, I've just missed the cinema, and I don't know who's winning what. I don't know any of the Oscars. All I know that the winners of Oscars have been 2 old bastards. Frances McDormand, is it? I hope I've got her name right, because she's the second most decorated Best Actress winner ever, with 3 wins for Fargo. 3 pennies. I nearly said 3 dildos. 3 dildos outside Ebbing, Missouri. I mean, that's probably a porn version. Along with other porn classics, of course, Shaving Ryan's Privates and Men in Black Men. But yeah, three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, and she won another one this year for, what was it for, Ben? What was the bet? This guy, be prepped. What did she win for? Frances McDormand, third Oscar for
2 seconds.
2 Seconds. Is that the name of the film? Or?
Being best actress in Normanland.
Nomadland. I mean, Normanland is... Normanland would be a superb film. I mean, I don't know whether that's about like the sort of Norman and Saxon invasions, or else just a dude called Norman. My father-in-law is just called Norman, like, so it could be him. But Nomadland, which, you know, again, I can't comment on, but I know she's a good actress. I know Anthony Hopkins is a good actor, but it's also Sly that he's one at 83 years old. You know, I think that was a bit sly on poor Chadwick. Now, again, that being said, it is also good that, you know, people aren't just winning awards because they've died. I think sometimes throughout history, people die, they just get the, like Heath Ledger won the best for that was Sly. Should have given it to him for Brokeback Mountain, but he was a gay boy in it, and people don't like that, which is Sly. You know, if it was me, I'd be like, listen, your portrayal of, oh no, what's his name? Ennis Delmar, Bo Shakalaka. Can you look that up to see if his character is called Ennis Delmar in Brokeback Mountain? Because guess what? One of my favourite films. If it's right, and the other guy, I think it's Jack Swift. I could be wrong, but I think it's Jack Swift and Ennis Denmark, Ennis Denmark were the two best mates. Is that correct?
Ennis Delmar and Jack Twist.
Jack Twist? What did I say? Jack Swift? Close. Jack Twist sounds like a porn version of what Jack Swift would be, wasn't it? Jack Twist. I mean, you know, what a Sly. Jack Twist was probably the protagonist there in Brokeback Mountain. What a great tale that was. Made me cry, that movie. Great film, and they should have just given it to Heath then rather than being the stupid Joker. And not even a Marvel film. I could have got into big trouble there. I'd have gone in a Marvel film, and you would have had just the fucking sea of nerds. You just all like fucking zombies coming from under the ground, being like, it's a DC film. Nothing annoys nerds more than if you fuck up Marvel and DC. See, if you were to be like, oh, see Captain America, he was a smashing DC character, you just see all the nerds fucking popping veins in their head. And again, jacking off, because they're always jacking off. Warhammer one hand, fucking Twitch streaming with the same man and jacking off. That's all nerds do over comic book films. Who gives a they're fucking stupid. Anyway, what I'm saying is posthumously you should give Heath Ledger Best Actor Oscar for Brokeback Mountain. I'm going to look this up because no, you're too slow. I was going to get you to do it. This is his job as a tech nerd. He's over there doing Warhammer and he can't get it. Get it up. Hold on. Heath Ledger Brokeback Mountain Oscars. Brokeback Mountain Oscars. See if he won Best Actor for this. I'll be so angry. I'll be like, oh no. But Brokeback Mountain, he was a nominee for the Best Actor in 2006 for Brokeback Mountain. I mean, he should have bucking won it. Academy Award for Best Actor. That's a son of a bitch. That stupid guy with the long nose, skinny long nose guy won it. Which, by the way, is Adrian Brody, I think. But Sly and Adrian Brody won in 2002, not 2006. But yeah, there are some. Let me see, 2006. Forrest Whitaker won it for Idi Amin in The Last King of Scotland, which, by the way, excellent film and an excellent portrayal. And here, do you want to see my impression of Forrest Whitaker in The Last King of Scotland? And again, the key to doing any impression is to say you are and then the title of the film. And then do, hold on, so disrespectful for Forrest Whitaker. So oh, I feel so embarrassed about myself here. Hold on. I am the last king of Scotland. So, obviously it's not offensive because he's Scottish, you know, clearly. But yeah, should have gone there. Forrest Whitaker won it that year. Shamona. 2006. Oh no, wasn't even the year. He wasn't even nominated. He was nominated in 2005 for the Brokeback Mountain. And you know who won it there? Philip Seymour Hoffman for Truman Capote. And guess what? You don't see my impressions of Philip Seymour Hoffman? That's him, by the way, on fire in Hannibal. And Ben, same prosthetic, can you put me on fire there, please? This is my impression of him. There we are. By the way, that's not how he legitimately died in real life, Ben. That would be offensive. I think he just died from absolutely loving gear, which, I mean, it's a totally different way to go. I get so annoyed. See, when you look at some of these best bullshit, Sean Penn should never have won Best Oscar for Harvey Milk. Milk was a fine film. Should have gone Mickey Rourke for Randy the Ram Robinson, which is hard to say. And The Wrestler, it was a great film. Jeff Bridges was good in Crazy Heart. He deserved that. Colin Firth in The King's Speech. Scatman John should have won that. In fact, Best Actor for the year 2010 should have gone to James Franco, because he played a guy in the movie 127 Arms, and James Franco actually cut his own fucking arm off for the film. Like, he had a full 2 functioning arms, which James Franco, to be fair, spent abusing women for the most part, if you believe all the accounts in the news. But yet he cut his own arm off for the sake of that film, and they gave it to fucking, oh, who did they even fucking, I get so angry there. They gave it to Colin Firth for not being able to speak. Stupid bastard. Oh dear. Jean Dujardin, do you know him? He won the Best Oscar for The Artist, which was a fucking shitty film. You know, it had a wee doggy in it. That was pretty sweet, to be fair. In fact, it should have gone to George Clooney. Here, welcome to the alternative Oscars with me, Dave Elliott, where I'm going to tell you who should have won the Best Actor Oscars. And we'll get on to Best Actresses on Patreon, because no one really cares about that. And let's see, Jean Dujardin. Shouldn't have been him. No, it should have been, here we go, the new Oscars should have been won by George Clooney for The Descendants. Great film, 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Daniel Day-Lewis, who he's won too many, to be fair. He won the next year for Abraham Lincoln. I think that should have been won by, probably DDL, to be fair. But second place should have gone to Hugh Jackman for his portrayal of Jean Valjean in Les Miserables. He is young, he's afraid. Beautiful. Matthew McConaughey should have. Hey, McConaughey here. And I've won the Best Actor Oscar for my portrayal of Ron Woodruff in the Dallas Buyers Club. Yeah, that was a great film. Dallas Buyers Club, again, a lot of drugs. My kind of thing, that film. That was a good year, to be fair. Wolf of Wall Street, Leonardo DiCaprio. You have load of fucking the other end of the nerd scale. So you've got nerds playing Warhammer and jacking off. And then you have guys that are like, going out, they all wear like those tight white t-shirts but have wee guts on them, all members of yacht clubs, probably accountants or trainee accountants, go to work every day with, like, for no reason, with their collar up and a wee coat with an umbrella, and it's not even raining, be like, hey mate, do you want to go for a, fuck those guys, they love, bloody hell, DiCaprio should have won that, fuck that. That should have been won by the guy whose name I can't say. I'm going to try that it's Chiwetel Ejiofor. I think that's Ejiofor. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Hey, I just call him Chiel. Chiel should have won it for his portrayal of Solomon Northup in 12 Years a Slave. Eddie Redmayne, Stephen Hawking. I mean, here, with all due respect, how difficult is that to act? I can do it. Davey, Best Oscar. Oh dear. Okay, and then here, finally, Leonardo DiCaprio won the Best Actor for The Revenant. Guess what? He should have won it before then, because The Revenant was kind of shit. It was boring, it was long, it was a guy fighting a bear. See, if I go to cinema and I want to see a movie about a man getting down and dirty with a bear, it's not in the wilderness. It's in the pipeworks that I want to see it. So, disappointed with that. So, I would not have given it to him on that occasion. The winner of the 2015 Best Oscar goes to Matt Damon for his portrayal of Mark Watney in The Martian. There you go, alternative Oscars. Casey Affleck shouldn't have won it because apparently he is a trifling pervert. I don't know what trifling means, but I mean it's severe. And this year it should go to Desmond Doss, being portrayed by Andrew Garfield in Hacksaw Ridge. Great film. Enjoyed that a lot. Gary Oldman, skinny guy, played Winston Churchill. He probably deserves it. Up for that's Timothy Chalamet. But I mean, a lot of people don't like Timothée Chalamet anymore because he's Timothy the pervert. I was going to say something really sly there, and I was just about to leave my mouth. I realised hashtag cancelled. I wouldn't do it. Rami Malek won the next year. Ben, we're just going through all the Oscars here up until 2020s. Rami Malek won for playing Fred Mercury, who's actually Farouk Bulsara. It's not his real name, Sly. In Bohemian Rhapsody. Nah, he shouldn't have won that. It should have been Bradley Cooper just for singing that song. Tell me something, girl. But no, should have probably gone to Viggo Mortensen because Tony Lip, Valonga was a great person in the Green Book. Joaquin Phoenix. Oh, here we go. Why does everyone fucking win Oscars for playing the Joker? Bullshit. He won it for his portrayal of the Joker, Arthur Fleck, in the Joker film, which was again another overrated film. But the nerd guys with their one hands in their fucking warhammers and their Twitch and the other hand in their fucking dicks have driven that. Yeah, and it shouldn't have been Joaquin Phoenix that year. It should have gone to Antonio Banderas for his portrayal of Puss in Shrek. But joking aside, it probably should have actually gone to Adam Driver because he was very good in Marriage Story. And then in the 2020s, Anthony Hopkins won it, playing the role of Anthony in the movie The Father. I mean, there you go. I would have probably given it to Stephen Yeun because, hey, ethnic and sexy. And that's what it's all about now. But yeah, I actually would say probably give it to Riz Ahmed. Like, he's a great actor. I haven't seen the movie Sound of Metal, but it looks like my kind of jam. So there you have it. There's my rundown of the Oscars Best Actor category. If you want to know more about like the other categories, Best Supporting Actor, who should have won there, Best Actress, who should have won that, who should have won Best Support, probably just give the fucking Meryl Streep every year. There you go, because she is belligerent. If she doesn't win it, when she wins it, she's uppity. Just give it to Meryl Streep every year, except she's not my favourite actress. You know who my favourite actress is, Ben? Beyonce. So give it Beyonce till the end of the season, and there you go. The most actor wins, Ben. Do you know who's the most decorated actor with wins?
George Clooney.
No, I don't know if George Clooney. I think George Clooney maybe has won it once, has he? But I don't know. But no, it's actually DDL, Daniel Day-Lewis. He portrayed who did he win as? He was the wee guy with the foot in my left foot. That one and one. He won one for There Will Be Blood, which, by the way, should be renamed with There Will Be Refunds because it was the shittest film I've ever seen in my life. Drink the milkshake. Rubbish. And then he won it for Lincoln, which was fine. You can give him that. But, I mean, I think that the Academy need to get fucked and need to get me on. I need to be on the Academy judging panel, helping these guys out. Marlon Brando's won it twice. Dustin Hoffman's won it twice. Nice. Tom Hanks has won it twice. Wouldn't have said that because I thought his films were a little bit weird. But there you have it. I sort of went a wee bit loose in the Oscars there, having just wanted to talk about loosening of the restrictions, really. So there you have it. Restrictions are loosening. I'm feeling good. Ben, how are you feeling about the restrictions loosening?
Giddy.
Never has there been a man with a straighter face. Like, how do you feel about the restrictions loosening? Giddy. Do you have a wee bit of, like, want about you or something? Is there? I mean, well, there's a phrase that's going out. You know, there's certain phrases that people just don't get to use anymore, and I miss them. One was, well, a bit of a want about him, you know, which means physically or mentally unwell. And another one that I really enjoyed was, you know, a child in our days was known as a bit of a handful. Like, if you were a bad boy and, you know, you wouldn't be, but nowadays you have something wrong. He's got ADHD. But in my days, like, oh, a bit of a handful. Clearly this guy has full undiagnosed ADHD and possible other things as well. But in my days, like, fucking give him a toffee apple and send him to bed. He'll figure himself out. But that was good old days. You can't get it like that anymore. Also, you'd greatly offend people if you were to behave like that. So there we have it. The alternative Oscars have been a lot of fun. The restrictions are loosening. Ben, we're getting out again. As you can see, I've had my haircut, my dome trimmed. What's great is my personal stylist is also Ben's personal stylist. But much like in the film the Titanic with Billy Zane, he was like, you know, the VIP guy. Billy Zane got in the boat. It should have been women and children. Billy Zane got in the boat. I got my bap chop before Ben. Ben's under the ground. He's drowning. And I'm in the boat with the bitches and the hose, which are what I call kids. So I'm there. I'm just, hey, listen, sweet cut. To be fair, he probably got me in to cut my hair before you because my hair getting cut's a much lesser job than yours. Like, you probably have to use hedge trimmers and that big thatch you've got up there. Whereas me, what he kind of did was, you know the way, like, in the Turkish barbers, he just, like, set fire to a wee bit of, like, a stick. I think what he did was just the ceremony around my head because I'm so bald. He just lit a stick and just sort of wafted about. And it was like, done, you know. And then I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, I am the Liz King of Scotland, and it was great. So I'm there. I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling good, and I'm just looking forward to getting out and about. And I feel like I'm seeing around where I live that you see a lot of men getting into pubs. Like, men are going into pubs to do shit to them. Like, not like whenever they open again, the sort of shit I'll be doing in pubs, but there's guys going in to do work to pubs to get the pubs ready to go. There's new screens being built. There's new beer gardens. It's just fucking great. I can't wait to get back in to pubs again. I've not drank a single drop of alcohol in the year 2021 because I'm a clean living guy. As you know, I'm a physique guy, but mainly it's because I've got it in my head that I want my first drink to be a cold pint. And if I hold off and wait for a cold draft pint of beer or a cold draft pint of stout in a pub and it's not fucking nice, I might throw the full pint against the wall and kick off. I might just get bored because I've waited this long. It needs to be, you know what, my first drink very well in a draft beer form might be, unless I can think I'm modest, but don't think that's everywhere yet because enough people aren't fucking buying it in this podcast, would be a nice cold pint of Peroni. I'm a Peroni fan. I like a Peroni. What beer would you like, Ben?
Fair Guinness, but of course, like, do the job.
Yeah, Coors Light. I mean, it's watery piss, but it's tasty watery piss. You know, and by the way, Coors, if you want to sponsor the podcast, listen, I'll drink watery piss. I've drank plenty of piss before, not just in beers, you know, just actual piss. I've drank people's piss for sexual reasons. And hey, I'll drink it for monetary reasons as well. So yeah, I like a Peroni. I'm a fan of it as well. I mean, I don't know why, but I quite like a Heineken. And a pint of Beck's is good as well. But what I tell you all, I will never drink and I'll never endorse this, and it'll be a 10 out of 10. Would not recommend Maggie's Leap. Have you ever tried that?
No.
Yeah, you know what it is? Stinking. If you're like, as a man who's drank actual piss before, I would say Maggie's Leap tastes like actual wet shite. Wet, watery shite. Not even a thick shite that at least you can get a nice texture to and go, is that nice? Oh no, it's shit. You know, it's actually just tastes like watery shite and it's fucking disgusting. It tastes like watery shite with you've actually dropped a load of pennies into. And I don't know why a lot of people who drink like these craft beers that are blatantly stinking. You know, there are some craft beers out there that are just rotten. Absolutely stinking. And a lot of them are just like, to me it tastes like regular beer, just with pennies in them. And unless people come and go, hey, I like the taste of pennies, then I go, listen, get on that craft beer movement. But for me, I'm all about just nice lager. Nice lager, nice stout, and then maybe a pint of fucking gin or something. I don't know, get it into me. I'm going on a pub crawl at the end of May. You know, probably, shouldn't say the date, but fuck it, I'm going on a banger pub crawl on the 22nd of May. So if any of you guys want to come and have a pint with a champion, you want to come and have a pint with me and buy me a pint and banger, 22nd of May, I'll be around all the pubs. I'll be acting like Paul Gascoigne, getting blocked, causing a scene, getting barred. But me and my wife are going out on a pub crawl and I can't wait for it. It's going to be great. And I'm probably going to be blitzed because I haven't had a drink in the last few months. But hey, it's going to be a groovy time. And we're going to find out how it goes. Everything's loosening up. Everything's opening. It's just a great time. You know, I'm feeling good. And there we have it. Pubs are open and people need to be getting to the pubs. I feel that's a thing that we've been missing, you know, because obviously you've seen the new trends. Obviously, I've spoken about the dreaded bastard sea swimmers before. There's another trend which has gone too far this week, and that is the same type of person who goes sea swimming, climbing up the moorings, hiking up the moorings. I'm a hike beast, and these fucks don't hike, pardon my French. They don't fucking even thinking about them's making me sick. I'm actually gonna vomit. I'm gonna barf because these fuckers are making me so sick. These guys set fire to the moorings. These people who are not hikers, who are not actual fans of the mountains, they're just guys who can't get into the cubicles of Thompson's and snort coke off some guy that just met's ring. I mean, key, I've never done coke. Maybe do it off rings as well. Who knows? But listen, that's what it's all about. These kind of people that are going up the mountains just for Instagram photos, go up the mountains, take a hike, go for a walk, feel good about it, get the nice, but don't feel the need to just do it just for social media. Do it for yourself. Same about sea swimming. If you go and do that, that's fine. See all these fuckers that come in their dry robes with their wee fucking boxes of food and their wee fucking cartons of coffee and just leave it at their fat holes. Yeah, because a lot of them do fat holes. I've seen the videos on social media. All fat hole bastards going in swimming in their wee wetsuits. No, it's so refreshing. Pick up your rubbish and bring it home, or you can get fucked. Or I'll set you on fire. Ben, get me on fire again. Ah! Oh, yeah, it does my head in. What I'm saying, stop coming into my... Stop coming into my neck of the woods and wrecking it. County Down, although I don't give as much of a fuck about South Down, but North Down's my shit. Don't be coming to North Down, Helens Bay, Brompton Beach, in your droves and leaving your bastard rubbish. Put it in the fucking bin. Pick up your dog shit too, even if you are local. Stop walking staffies. Staffies are for life, not just a status symbol to prove you're a paramilitary. Get a staffy and love it. Don't let it loose without a fucking leash either. Too many of those bastards running around savaging dogs in Ballyhone Beach. And guess what? I'm a dog man now. I've got a puppy. So when I'm down that beach, if your dog's loose and it's going to cause havoc, I'm going to kick its fucking. And hey, people might be like, why are you beating the absolute living daylights out of this dog? I'll be like, hey, the dog fucked with my dog. And if you fuck with my dog, you fuck with me. Elbow to the face. Eat that, staffy. Bam. And yes, I'll fight a staffy for money if you know want to arrange that. I'll fucking do it. I reckon. Do you reckon I'd beat a staffy in a fight, or do you reckon a staffy would kill me?
What special moves do you have?
I'd choke out a staffy. Yeah, I would just choke him out. You know, obviously he would be faster probably trying to bite me, but I reckon if I got it in the death grip, I just fucking. And you know what I would do? This would be the ultimate thing. I would get a staffy in a death grip and I'd be just submitting it out. I'd be choking out just as it's trying to bite me. You know what I would do? I'd fucking bite its tongue out. I'd be like, yeah, you want to fucking bite me with those teeth? Open your mouth wider. Yeah! Stop sea swimming. Don't be going up the mountain if you're not a mountain person. Unless you're a unless you're an Ibex, don't be up the mountain. Fuck away off. Wait till Thompson's opens, get in there, sniff all you need, get your exhilarating refreshment that way. Stop sea swimming. Don't dump your rubbish. And if you dare let your dog off a lead, control it. Otherwise, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not even going to beat the dogs because I love dogs. Although I said I would choke out a staffy and rip its tongue out with my own teeth. What I'll do is kick the fuck out of the owner of the staffy. And I don't care whether it's man, woman or child. They're getting their fuck knocked in. If you let a dangerous dog off your lead on my beach, my children, my dog about. Wow, I thought this was going to be a really chilled episode, Ben, after last week's anger. I don't know what it is. Should I go and see somebody about my anger problems? Am I aggressive?
It's probably a bit late for that.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is, but listen, it is what it is. You know what's not too late for, though, Ben? People that buy tickets to my Ulster Hall show. Oh, my God. Why have my segues been on fire today? Like Sleeved Honoured itself, my segues have been on fire. Except my fire was started by the genius mind that I have, not by some probably a fucking part-time chef that works with Frankie and Benny's just deciding, I'm a mountain person now, let's go up there. And he's just walking up probably. What is it about chefs that they just love Red Bull and Feg so much? You never see a chef drinking anything other than Red Bull or anything other than smoking. Like, I mean, what else would you be putting in your mouth other than a cigarette? Maybe, I don't know, a tin of lilt and a Chubba Chup. That'd be an alternative look. But chefs just love that. There's nothing a chef loves more than a Red Bull and a cigarette. And then they're the sort of they're probably a chef, maybe a chef in like a fucking Cuban sandwich place or something. Just I'm a chef, but my Instagram photo, I'm fucking boom, gorse fire dickheads. Pick up your rubbish. Keep your dogs in leads. Stop sea swimming. Fuck off out of North Down. Or else I'll beat the shit out of you. And you'll probably get people on this being like, oh, will you beat the shit out of me? Well, yeah, I'll knock shit out of everybody. I'll nearly say I'll shove your shit up inside you, but that sounds like a pretty different kind of threat. I meant like, a big, I was going to say fist, a punch. Pick up your rubbish and leave North Down. And South Down, for that matter, County Down. Get out. But yeah, Ulster Hall tickets are selling really well. There's only, last time I counted 19 tickets in the middle section left, so that's nearly all fucking gone. If you want to be looking right down the barrel, like this, at me, on the night, get those babies. The sides are going too, they're filtering out. It's kind of like my hair, in many respects. It starts off boom down the middle, it goes. Then the front kind of goes, and then just all the back, it's all gone. So follow any social media links that I have to the website, which is the Ulster Hall website, or just type in Dave Elliott, Ulster Hall, and you'll find out how to get there. I'm also looking at trying to do some shows to practice material. So where would people like to see this guy? I mean, obviously after a lot of those threats I've just made, maybe not too close to home, because I mean, I could get aggressive. I could get very aggressive very quickly. But let me know where you'd like to see me do a show, and I'll come and do some shows. I need to run some material and try out some stuff for the Ulster Hall, which is going to be a really good time. So if you haven't already, don't be one of these guys like, oh, I'm going to wait until... There'll be none left. It's selling out. It's in December, which is like fucking 8 months away, is it? 6 months away? 4 months away? 3 months away? 7? 7, is it, Ben? 8. It's 8 months, isn't it? Slowest guy in history over there.
No.
He just put his hand up to say 5 months. We're coming into the 5th month. So there was 5 months, and then it's 7. Say 7.5 months. Yeah. Maybe lockdown's just got to you. He's just floating around thinking, maybe that's why he bought me a present. I thought it was just really weird he just bought me a present. But hey, it's my birthday in September. So when's your birthday, by the way, Ben? July, what date? The 12th? Up the orange, man. 26th? 26th of July. 26th of July. Just putting that into my mind so I can buy him a present. So I'm going to make him work if this falls on a Monday. You'll be here on your birthday and we'll celebrate. We'll have a good time. I'll maybe give you a wee bit more money than you give me for...
That is a Monday.
It is. Do you want your birthday off, Ben? We can do it on Tuesday.
I'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of which, by the way, I'm going to be taking a bit of a holiday break. I don't know whether I'll be able to go anywhere, but I'm going to take a holiday break on the 12th of July, going to Amsterdam to celebrate the heritage of my family. But no, I'm not actually, but I'll be away for 2 weeks, or like not doing stuff for 2 weeks, so we might have to record 2 podcasts, bulk to bulk, back to back, ass to mouth, whatever you want to say, Ben, it works for me, so we'll figure out. I mean, listen, it's not even May, and we're talking about, when are we going to be recording the July holidays? There you go, so we'll figure that out. But yes, buy Ulster Hall tickets and just fuck up. Tell your friends to go buy them a present. If it's their birthday, get them as a birthday present. If I sell Ulster Hall, I don't leave them a fucking job. So, I mean, help me out, guys. Fuck's sake. Get it done soon. And again, here's another thing. You know what I hate? As much as I hate sea swimmers and all that shit, and people posting boring stuff on social media, I hate posting about Ulster Hall. I'm excited about it. I love the idea of the show, but I feel like I'm boring people with it. So just buy tickets, sell it out, and they don't have to hear me talk about it until the day, which, by the way, you hear it from me first. It's going to be the best hour stand-up you see this year locally, and I promise you that, because if it's not, hey, I mean, what a move that is, Ben. I don't even threaten to hit people anymore with my fists and fucking elbows. I'm a dirty bastard. So get tickets to that. That's all good. If you like this kind of shit and you want to see more off the cuff mental bastard shit, subscribe to my Patreon. It's a load of fun. We had a problem there with the serial killing the podcast. I'm still doing. I have 3 more episodes to do. They'll be out when they're out. So fuck up. Get off my back. Stop asking me about it. They'll be there when they're there. I'm doing about 14 podcasts this week. I'm helping other people out because I'm the guy that people want. I'm Mr. Podcast. And Mr. Podcast is doing other podcasts this week. I'm Mr. Podcast. I'm the king of the mountain. I'm the physique guy. What is it you called me earlier? The God Man? I'm the God Man. I mean, I didn't pronounce myself that. Ben did. But anyway, Mr. Podcast is busy this week. So, I mean, there's the name of the podcast. Mr. Podcast is busy. So, Mr. Podcast is busy this week. But I'll try and get them done when I can. And also, I'll maybe see about doing something else in here, Ben. I might we've got this space, and I mean, there's a brick wall over there that I don't know how I feel about. What do you reckon about it? Would you use a brick wall as a background for something, or would you just fucking rip it down and put something else up? I'm using it for this guy. You know what this guy is? He is a fucking piece of shit, because he just goes one day, he sits there over there before he had a wee station, when it was just a seat, he sat over there and was like, I'd like to do a wider shot. You need wood. I'd like more lights in here, and also put shelving up. So I go, yes, master, and do that. And then now he's like, probably just keep that wall. When before he's like, rip it down. So I could have been here just in the moment, ripping down that, to be fair, kind of wick-looking brick wall. And you put another shit up there, and I'm glad I didn't. So we'll maybe figure it out. But it's a pretty good space. And I think the sound is pretty nice in here today too. Do you notice the difference from the soundproofing I put on?
I do indeed.
It's a bit warmer too, isn't it? Above all else, it's very nice. And also, there's very many damaged water pipes behind the wall that I've just hammered through. But we'll not talk about that. We'll worry about that elsewhere. And if you like the podcast and you think this is a wild time, please rate and review it on Apple Podcasts. I'll read it out on the podcast next week, which there's been no new reviews this week, so fuck all y'all. But hopefully next week there will be, and it will be all gravy in the hood. Patreon.com/Sly Guy Podcast for bonus episodes and other shit. Sly Killing a Podcast, Serial Killing a Podcast. Who gives a fuck what it is? It's there and you can enjoy it. Other bits and bobs will be over there, and I'm going to really amp that up soon as well. Ben, we're going to do more when we get more time. Obviously he just doesn't like spending any more than an hour with me in a week, so it's hard to do that, but we'll do what we can. Let's see what my sponsors have to say this week. Manscaped. It says, do not read this. Host to scream really loud. Oh my god, fuck. Whatever comes to mind. See, if I was screaming really loud, I would go, bollocks, really loud. There we go. Those are the screams that I used to make when I cut myself shaving before I knew about Manscaped. No, that's not. No one screams when they cut. See, if you cut yourself shaving, you go like this. Oh no. What the fuck? Oh no. I'm actually bleeding out here. And genuinely what happened to me once, I wasn't shaving. I was, jacking off, right? And what was happening, back in the day before internet, before you had phones, before you could just be a dirty bastard by going tits into your phone and there it is, you had to research, you had to go and find, you had to actually actively go out and search for your smut. Now, whenever I was a young man, there used to be magazines that my mum would just have kicking about the house, just women's magazines about fucking furniture and how shit men are and all, and then also beauty and stuff. And in the back of said magazines, I feel like it was called Mary Claire, maybe was the magazine, but it was good quality thick magazine. And in the back they had adverts for breast augmentation surgery. Now, whenever you're a 14-year-old guy, you can't just find porn back in those days. When I was 14, you know what year it was, Ben?
19.
Year 2000, mate. Went to the year 2000. Yeah. That's about right, isn't it? 20 years ago, I'm 34. Boom. Born 1986. Finger that. Figure that. Yeah, so I was 14, wasn't it, in the year 2000? And obviously, just when you're 14, you just jack off 15 times an hour or whatever, and you have to search it, you have to find it, you have to subtly hunt it out. You're like a predator. You're what? Probably the wrong term to use actually in that context, but you're a hunter and gatherer. You're just hunting out porn, and then I found this magazine in the back. There's these boob job adverts, and I'll do the trick. So you go in, you don't have your wee computers. What is that noise? It sounded like a beeping sound. Let's see if it's a damn battery in this camera. So you opened up the back. You couldn't just have it on your phone and do whatever you need to do. Or if you're a nerd, you'd have Warhammer in one hand. You'd be on fucking, wouldn't be Twitch, it'd be Super Nintendo. And you'd be just ripping the dick of yourself. So you just have to get the magazines open and blah blah blah. Then what happens? Thick quality paper. I was just doing what 14-year-olds do. And my dad tried to get into the bathroom. Thankfully the door was locked. But your natural reaction to go. So when I spun round, I just drew my member across the bottom of the pages. Paper cut, serious, across. Yeah, you get the gist. A lot of blood. Thought to myself, oh no. And again, when you're naive and young, you think this is the end. This is how I'm going to die. I'm going to be found bleeding out in the bathroom floor like some kind of addict. Like some sort of fucking addict. Found dead. And except I'm an addict of something more filthy than gear. I'm an addict of filth. And my parents were going to find me bled out in a puddle of my own blood in the bathroom in my old house in Hollywood. Thankfully, what happened, obviously, was you go from a very excited state into a state of relative placidness and relative flaccidness, and that just the bleeding stops. But I did, what is the universal way to stop bleeding? Bit of wet toilet roll on the end. Did the trick, but that was very frightening. I thought I was going to bleed out, which made me, to be fair, have a wee bit of a complex about using trimmers or razors or anything that could cut down there. It makes you panic rather than scream like like Manscaped want me to do. Clearly, Manscaped have been using their products for too long, and they don't know what it's like to actually cut your privates. Not sweet. You panic. It's nervous. But thank God for the Lawnmower 3.0. I am over my fear of sharp objects around my genitals. I am over my fear of paper cuts on my dick. And it's all because of Manscaped, baby. Because the 3.0 lawnmower has just been beautifully designed. I mean, it's like something Michelangelo made back in the day. It is truly an art form like I've never seen before. It is a razor, but it could also be like a massager or a vibrator, or I mean just whatever you want. It's waterproof, so you can do that, and it's beautifully designed to reduce painful nicks and tugs. Get 20% off a free shipping with the code SlyGuy at manscaped.com. It's all capitals, Sly Guy, for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. That's all caps, Sly Guy. Now, there are other codes you can use for discounts, but all these guys are big conglomerates. These other podcasts with millions of listeners and followers, they don't need your fucking codes. I do. I'm just a guy here, I could have died masturbating at 14, and I survived. I'm a survivor. I'm here now. I should have died. I nearly cut my penis off when I was 14. I somehow came through that. To be fair, I had to go and see Dr. Wankenstein, you could call him, and he did sew myself together again and made it work enough that I could have 2 children. Praise be. And listen, it gets better. And, whenever you look down to your privates, it's not necessarily something you would look at as a thing of beauty. I mean, Ben, do you ever look at your own penis and think that's beautiful?
Every day.
Every day. Well, maybe he has a better penis. What colour's your penis?
Peachy.
Peachy. Mine is grey with a touch of green about it. Like mine looks like a ruined castle. A ruined turret. It's grey. There's brown on it. A wee bit of green. It also looks like a wee bit of beef, like Silverside, where you cut it and you can actually see like the hues of like blue and all through it. It's kind of looks like a blue bottle. It's sort of a mixture of those colours. It's not beautiful, but it's me. It is me, and it is a tool that has, given me such relief whenever I need to pee. It's given me 2 most beautiful daughters who I'm so grateful to have and who I love more than anything in the world. And really, that's down to Manscaped. If it wasn't for Manscaped letting me learn about, the penis isn't just a disgusting thing that looks like a protagonist from the film Tremors. No, it's a useful procreative tool and pee relief giver. And I mean, you gotta love it. Don't punish it. Don't beat it like most teenage boys do. Just love it, stroke it like as if it's a little gerbil, and just love it. Let people touch it, and just show it affection. And that's all down in Manscaped. So guys, not only did Manscaped sponsor, this is the last time maybe Manscaped will sponsor the podcast this week, but let me just say, get their products out. Treat your penis like what the old saying, Ben? Do unto others as they do unto you. Treat others as you would like to be treated yourself. Treat your penis how you want to be treated. And do you want to be beaten every day? No. Stroke it. Put ball moisturizer on. Shave it down. And just care for yourself, man. Look after yourself. It's all good. It's all gravy. And what the best thing you can do to your penis after and your balls and testicles, and also if you're a woman, or whatever gender you identify to, if you have pubic hair, the Lawnmower 3.0 will eradicate that. And it's such a tool. And what makes it even better, Ben? Mm-hmm. If you take your genitals after you've freshly shaved it with the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 and you pour a full tin of Modest beer over your penis and say to a friend, just any friend, like that guy I went to cinema with, I would say to him, I'd be like, just get down on your knees and open your mouth, and I'm going to pour a beer into your mouth with a little bit of a detour on the way down. Let's just say it will be poured and it will hit something that will slightly send it off kilter, but drink Modest beer. It's a cool, calm, refreshing brand of beer with so many variants. They have so many beers now. They're such a delicious, nutritious beer. If I was an alcohol drinker, I would be drinking Modest beer. I've stopped drinking alcohol just because I'm a clean living guy and I'm waiting for that pint in a bar. But see, once I've had that first pint, the dam will be broken and I'll be back in the Modest beer every day. Every day I'll be on Modest beer. I'll be shaving my balls and I'll probably be eating, a new sponsor we're going to have. It's also an old sponsor, but should not say. With a shaving area. So Modest Beer.co.uk, at Modest Beer on all social channels. Get whatever you need. Ben, how long have I been talking for?
55 minutes.
Jesus in heaven, give me strength this day. Well, do you watch Line of Duty? Still no? What did he say? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph and the wee donkey. I've talked a lot this week. Let's just fire into questions and see what. Let's see what we have to say this week. The first question has come from no one. No, it's come from Dara Conlon, who said, "Are you the lesser known Bogdanov brother?" I don't know who that is. He's maybe commenting about my sweet look on social media with my new face cream I've been using. But let me see. Let me see. Do you have an image of a Bogdanov brother? You laughed at that. Where are these guys? Come on, get it up. Oh well. Yes. Ben, please can you put up the Bogdanov brothers on the sign there, please? And then also, please, Dara, that's brilliant. That's what I love to see. I will be, and you can put a picture of me up there too, Ben, please. Thank you. Beside the Bogdanov brother, they're very swag guys. I like to see it. Kelleher, or is it Kelleher? What's his name? Yeah, it's Owen. He's just said his name's Owen, but his name's Keller. Keller 02. I don't know if it's like Beer Keller, which is like a chain of like pubs, I guess. And he said, "No questions, Dave, but I'm going to need you to call out Liam, a hardcore Sly Guy listener, but won't fork out the £4 and become a rider, Sly. Stingy bastard. Just call him L-Boy. He'll know what that means. It'll get under his skin." I mean, listen here, L-Boy. If you're a true hardcore listener, you become a rider, Sly. You'll see what's going on over on the Patreon. And I'm going to start dishing out more stuff for the rider, Sly guys. All the other fucking fuckers can get the podcast and you can get the good stuff. So, listen, we'll figure it out. Keller or Owen. I'll just call you Owen because that fucking name's weird. Change your name, my friend, please. Make it easier for me. I'm an old blind guy who's dyslexic, so don't make it more difficult. It needs to be. I'm not dyslexic, actually. I'm very good at reading. I read at a carol service in my school, and I was a senior prefect, and I marked people's uniform cards if they had long hair because they didn't like it, and I got drunk in power. So what I'm saying is, Keller, Owen, sorted. And also L-Boy, you're not a true fan. You're a stingy bastard. Kieran Barrett has said, "Any gigs planned near Derry soon, lad?" I mean, yeah, I'll go. Listen, I will do gigs where people want me. So I want to say now in the podcast, where would you like to see Big Davey do a gig? Let me know. Get in touch, and I'm going to be booking some shows. So if you hit me in the DMs on Instagram and you say, "Davey, I want to see you in X, Y, or Z," I'll come do a show, unless it's Lisburn. And if you say go to Lisburn, I'll go, "No, come to the Ulster Hall," because I'm not going to Lisburn ever. All the best, Ulster Hall. Me and the woman, or me and not even the woman, just me and woman are heading up. Very caveman like that. Me and woman are coming. But listen, let me see. Is the woman in your photo the woman? Let me see who's your photo. Yeah, hopefully, it is your partner there, very beautiful young lady. Ruth has said, "Trying to be a better patron." I thought it said person there. I mean, I'm here to help too. "Trying to be a better patron and get questions in. What influenced you to start writing comedy scripts as opposed to stand-up? I'm hoping you name a specific show so I can go binge it. during the last week of lockdown. Loving the pod." What's this is, so what she's trying to do is I assume, get me to say what show influenced me to write. I'll tell you, I've always wanted to write scripts. I feel that's what suits my, I could say talents better, but I don't even have talent. I just think what it was, I've always wanted to write. I've always had a good grasp on, I think, seeing things and how I would like things to look and be. So in my head, does that make sense, Ben? I can imagine a scene that would be funny and think to myself, that would be funny if that happened, and then could sort of imagine that being in a sitcom type environment. And to me, I've had the ideas that I have developed over lockdown have been ideas that I have just had but never really had the time to actually sit down and work on. So whenever lockdown happened and I realised there'd be no more stand-up, I thought, right, well, I don't want to just waste time. I'm somebody who wants to be full-time at this, and I'm going to be soon, I think. Well, the wheels are in motion, let's just say. So I just thought, you know what, I'll make use of my time. As shit as it is, as much as I've missed stand-up, I need to be coming out of this with something more positive for me. And I feel like we are, because during the lockdown, we really thrusted forward with the Sly Guy podcast. We've got this nice space, this really good studio. We have, I mean, Ben could be a better producer, to be fair. Like, you need to be here. You know, I want you, when I come, I want to be here to start recording at 8 o'clock, and I want to stay and talk until 1 or 2 in the morning. I will bring bean bags, I'll bring sleeping bags, we'll bring, so I was going to say I'll bring a wee barbecue and some marshmallows. We'll just have a good time, but then I'd set off a fire alarm, and, you know, I'm not that kind of guy. So, you know, you need to just make yourself more available. When I do this, I want you to be there. So, like, if I say to you, listen, there has been a package delivered at my house and it's now at the Hermes holding centre, I need you to go and get that for me. I shouldn't have to do that sort of stuff myself, Ben, okay? Going forward. Okay. Thank you. But, yeah, it was basically a case of I wanted to still be creative and funny if it could be during a tough time. So I focused mainly on my scripts, and I've loved it. I love writing. I love developing ideas. I just love, basically for me, comedy's about trying to make people enjoy it, you know. So I don't really care as much about, like, you know, some people are in it, they just want to be famous. For me, I just want to make funny stuff that I can enjoy doing and is fun to do. So if I can enjoy every day and people laugh at it, terrific. And I just didn't want to waste my time. So in terms of shows, what could you binge watch? Watch Dexter, it's great up until, like, it gets shit, but it's good. And also, what else have I been watching? I don't know. Line of Duty, I mean, everyone watches that, doesn't it? Naomi has sent me a big long story, but I think, fuck it, I'll do it. Let's see. Wow, now what Naomi has done here, by the way, it's just not hit me with a load of, like, you know, sex stories and advice, but that's technically what she's done. Now, she's done this because on this week's Patreon podcast, I was talking about how I built a slide for my daughter this weekend, and I did refer to it. I built a fucking slide, and then I realised it's not a fucking slide, it's just a slide, because I know there are sex swings out there, and, like, there's a difference between a fucking slide, a sex swing. You know, we got ourselves into a wee bit of a wormhole there, and Naomi being my source of you know, material in terms of sex toys, and, like, she's an expert in that field, and she just comes in every week with great stories for me, great reviews of sex toys and stuff. So I said, listen, if there's a sex swing story out there, let me know. And there's a lot. She's given me a lot of, I wanted to know about the origin of a sex swing, and she's given me that, and that'll be on next week's Patreon, by the way, because it's going to be great. But the story she sent me is just, and this is the title of it, My Husband Left Me in a Sex Swing. Now, I don't know whether that means he just was like, listen, it's not you, it's me. But while she's swinging in the air, be like, really? Really, James? Would you just leave me like this? And he's like, listen, it's not you, it's me. But to be fair, you know, you're not entirely showing yourself in a good light here as you're swinging in the sky with your blurred out, you know. Now, hopefully there actually is. It's a 3-minute read, Ben, so relax. He's over there raging. He's like, I want to fucking get home. I need to watch. What is it you watch? Downton Abbey. Oh, I need to go and watch Downton Abbey. Oh, with the Warhammer and my Twitch. And, yeah. Oh no, I bought my ex-husband a sex swing for his birthday. He opened it and was immediately keen to try it out. We managed to get it mounted to the ceiling and figure. Imagine you just fuck up your ceiling, sticking a sex swing in, and you have to try and get a builder in to be like, by the way, mate, I just tried to put in a new light, and you'd be like, that's quite a deep groove you've put into your ceiling there for a light. Yeah, you know.
So you burst the pipes in here.
That's how I burst the pipes in here. I'm trying to build my own fucking sex swing in glory old paradise. But that's why Ben likes to come here, so I mean, it's all part of the deal. I had a vivid sexual imagination, even then fueled by erotica. I mean, I love that word. I don't quite know what erotica means. I think it's an all-encapsulating thing for pervy shit. Even then fueled by erotica and my own naughty thoughts. This swing had shown up in my fantasies more than once. I was always looking forward to ways to spice things up and inspire Dave to be more sexually adventurous. That's the guy's name. It's not me, Jesus. Why is a guy called Dave Oh, all right, Dave. There's no one called Dave who is sexual. I mean, this is like a fucking Mills and Boone. I quickly stripped off my tank top and shorts. I'd been waiting for this. Our ceilings were high, so it was relatively far off the ground. Dave helped me hoist my 5'1" frame into the swing and strap my legs and hands in. Even though he was only interested in sex twice a month or so, Dave was always pretty adept at oral, and he started to, I mean, this is bad. Dave put, oh no, I mean, I hope this means like a chair. But anyway, Dave pulled up a stool and began pleasuring me with his tongue. So either he brought over a seat and stood on it and went, blah, blah, or he just started shitting and licking. And I mean, you know, each to their own. Oh dear. He pulled up a stool and began pleasuring me with his tongue. His hands caressed my back and thighs. Oh my God, as he tasted me. Why tasted? That's so gross. As he tasted me. Blech. I was finally relaxing into the exposed position when the doorbell rang. Our dog barked. Ignore it, I begged, my hips wiggling into Dave's mouth. They'll go away. Oh, this is so well written. Just hang on a second, he muttered as he rose from the stool and left the room. I expected he'd dismiss whoever's at the door and resume his position between my legs. I waited, suspended in mid-air with my legs spread, my hands bound while he answered the door. My punani was drenched. Wow. The vulnerability of my position and the contact of his tongue moments before intoxicated me. I took a few moments to retreat into my fantasies while he dismissed what I was sure to be a Jehovah's Witness at the door. In my imagination, he would dismiss the doorbell ringing, devil immediately, and run back upstairs to ravage me. He'd pound into me with animalistic need. Then, once he spent his first load, he would slowly pleasure me until I was crying out for release. Now, this is all very dramatic and descriptive. There's nothing sexy about just being suspended in a swing. You know, it's like a baby bouncer effectively for an adult. It's not going to be sexy. I heard the door open and jovial conversation ensued. Clearly it wasn't an unwelcome visitor. My husband offered a visitor a beer. I heard the hiss of tops released from their bottles. Then I listened to the sound that killed more female orgasms than Catholicism, Sunday football. It was only then that I realised the other voice belonged to my neighbour, who had clearly shown up to watch the game and drink our beer. He was escaping the wrath of his wife while she cared for the third child in as many years. Oh, they're keen on each other. They don't need swings. Just basic love and affection. Meanwhile, I was still trapped, naked and spread eagle in the sex swing, tethered to a master bedroom ceiling. Oh, what was I supposed to do? Shouting could cause both men to come running. It would be embarrassing enough when Dave realised he'd forgotten me. How does a guy, right, Ben, if it's you've suspended somebody in a sex swing, your face is covered in whatever comes out of their vagina, and the doorbell rings, would you not be like, mate, you just go and sit in the living room till I go and let my missus out of a sex swing here?
That would probably be going through my mind, yeah.
Yeah, but this guy, Dave's just like, I mean, Arsenal, Spurs are on against Man City in the Carabao. Dead on, mate, let's go. I made it through almost a full quarter of the football before the muscles in my arms began to twitch. I unleashed the screaming my husband's name. Dave ran into the room, half-empty bottle of Sam Adams in his hand. He froze, his mouth hanging open. My husband forgot that his petite, sexy wife was strapped, exposed and naked in a sex swing. I don't believe that. You don't just forget in a space of 2 minutes going to open the door. He knew he had royally messed up in this situation. With muttered apologies and promises to make it up to me, he helped untie me, drew my own bath to soothe the muscles that had strained to maintain my position. He returned to the football game. I slept in the guest room that night. I thought it said I slept with the guest that night, which would be far better. We never tried to swing again. I think for punishment, what you should do is put Dave in the swing. I mean, this is a great website, by the way, Ben. It's called Sexual Tendency. So if you want me to send you the link for that, there's a lot of stories about sex in there for you who is a fan of sex. And this is an article that I'll definitely enjoy reading, but not in the podcast. The different types of sex swings and how to use them. There'll be an exclusive episode on Patreon this week, guys. Look forward to that. Dempster has said, well, Davey, I need to know what it's going to take for you to try sea swimming. I feel you've knocked it that much that you'll actually like it. You know what? I'll do it, and I'll just not tell anyone what I think about it, because if I go and I enjoy it, great, and if I go and I hate it, I'll tell you about it. But if I enjoy it, I never will, and no one will ever know. So there you have it. That's just the way of the world. And I mean, I'm excited, and I feel like I'm inevitably going to... Like, here's the thing. I've been in the sea and I've swam before, just not here because I'm not a moron. Wait till I'm like fucking Tenerife or somewhere before I do that shit. Nice and warm. Last couple of questions here. Ben's getting so agitated over there. Relax. Your body language is atrocious. He's sitting over there like, oh, he's like, I need to get back on Twitch. Oh, I have a stream at 10 o'clock. It's a Warhammer stream. Oh. Harry says, which Jamie Harrison has said, if you could be anyone for a week, who would it be and why? Ben, that's who I'd be for a week, and I make him chill out a bit and enjoy this experience. And Wormball's come in with a full story, which I'm actually going to save for next week's podcast because Ben's losing his shit. And it's called New Section for the Show, Sly Guys of History. First up, El Agabolis. So Ben, we're going to talk about that next week, and we're going to give a big shout out to Wormball because that's a great bit of content. Guys, thank you for welcoming me back into your lives in the studio. I really am glad to be back. I hope the wider shot's good. I hope the sound is good. Ben, you better produce this well. Hope you've made all the notes to put things on that screen. And
Set you on fire.
Set me on fire. Absolutely. Like Steve Donner himself. Guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been definitely an experience. And we'll see you next week. Up at Manscaped, Sly Guy. 20% off, get your balls shaved. Don't be a twat.
I'm the Sly Guy.